This is a series of 100 films about Japanese places I've been, and this is a film about the top tourist trap in Tokyo. Asakusa is a neighborhood in Taito Ward, Tokyo Prefecture in the Kanto region, the area around Tokyo on the island of Honshu in eastern Japan. It's serviced by the Tobu Skytree Line, the Ginza Metro Line, and the Toei Asakusa Line. The first time I went here was my first month in Japan. I'd gone to a small nightclub on a Wednesday night. It was a small group of people I found there, and I ended up chatting up this couple, a girl who was a DJ and her boyfriend. They both grew up in Asakusa, a traditional enclave in East Tokyo. It is perhaps the #1 place for tourists in the Tokyo area, even more so than the Imperial Palace, mostly because there's not much to see at the Imperial Palace. And one of the reasons Asakusa is popular is a huge temple called Sensoji. And Sensoji has a huge gate with a giant rope. You can go in, throw some coins into the collection and pray to the gods, and for an extra $1 you can get your fortune from a wall of drawers. Keep in mind, at Japanese temples the fortunes aren't always good. Sometimes they're middling and sometimes they're bad. It ain't no fortune cookie, that's for sure. Matsu. Asakusa is on the west side of the Sumida River. On the other side is the Asahi Brewing Company, where Asahi beer comes from. Their factory has a postmodern structure with a giant golden, it could be described as a giant golden poo. My DJ couple friends took me to dinner. The famous food in Asakusa is monjanyaki. It's a bowl of raw ingredients of your choice, cooked on a griddle set in one's table. You're given a mini metal spatula to pull the cooked bits of batter away. And it looks nasty, but it is delicious. Like a pancake with different savory ingredients like seafood, cheese, or mochi. Asakusa is the de facto capital of Shitamachi, the old part of Tokyo, and depending on what day you're there, it can have very much a Yakuza vibe. Everywhere you go, shopkeepers have signs in their windows, no photos. And these signs, they're always in English. So basically directed at white people. I've never seen such a thing anywhere else in Japan. And I'm not saying residents of Shitamachi in Tokyo don't like foreigners, but I do get a lot of angry stares when I'm on that side of town, which is all the more surprising since No Photo Town is exactly where they decided to put the Tokyo Skytree, Japan's tallest structure. It's as if some government official knew the locals hated outsiders and decided to saddle them with Tokyo's most popular tourist attraction. Of course, I could be wrong. And if you live in the Tokyo area, you'll definitely be visiting Asakusa every time friends arrive from out of town. Matsu. On the plus side, you've got some amazing restaurants, many owned by the same family for generations. The food is delicious, and compared to West Tokyo and Kanagawa, the rent is cheap. How do I get there? If you're new to Japan, you'll probably want to start in Tokyo at Shinjuku Station, since it's the busiest train station in the world. Take the Chuo Line rapid service in the Tokyo direction to Kanda. Transfer to the Ginza Subway Line, take that to the last stop. As always, remember that this information may be out of date by the time you're watching this. The word of the day. The word of the day is matsu. It means to wait in Japanese. When speaking with service staff, you can say chotto matte kudasai. This will slow them down if you feel they're rushing you, although most service staff in Japan are extremely patient. So if you want to remember this word, feel free to watch this video 10 more times and repeat along with me, or at least that's what I do. Next time. So that's it until next time when we visit the old capital of Japan that's now a Tokyo suburb. So until then, sayonara.